Alright guys, here we have a 4.5 inch PIAA, P-I-A-A, however you want to pronounce it, RS400. It's a 4.5 inch, 35 watt HID lighting. This one takes a few seconds to kick on. Whenever you turn it on, it actually takes a few seconds to heat up and such, which the Xenon hell is pretty instant. I don't think that's relevant at all. I just thought I'd mention it. This seems to have a wider light than the Xenon, I believe, the Xenon Hella, which seems to have more of a bluish light, just a tint bluer maybe, but we'll see when we take another look here. The distance on this thing is pretty awesome. I can see through the end of the trees there at the 100 foot mark, and I can see right through them there a good bit. It's kind of hard to tell the distance, the viewing distance on this, since I'm only looking at it in a 100-foot test to a wall of trees, but in person it's definitely a whole lot more visible than it is in the video, I'm sure. Alright, let's try the Hella now. Alright, here we are with the Hella, which only really seems to have a bluer light when it's starting up. It actually seems to get really, really white. I can't say that the viewing angle is quite as wide on this one, but these are both spotlights, so we're not really going for viewing width here. We're really just trying to get some spot out of it, some depth perception, and a lot of good distant viewing. And this thing seems to do that great. If I remember correctly, this light's about $100 cheaper than the 4.5 LED skid power inverter that does a massive amount of a juice output here, and this thing is just ridiculously bright. It's got pretty serious magnifying lenses on the lights, and let's let it do the rest of the talking. This is absurd. The amount of light this thing outputs isn't comparable to anything else that we've tested. The coverage width, the depth, everything. This thing is it's crazy. It's extremely bright. It's great. We've got really good depth coverage there all the way through the woods down to the end. I've got to say that the light is a little bit wider and faker, and maybe it tends to blend things out to be a little bit more white than they are. It seems really maybe faded a touch, but everything's super visible. I've got to say the ones that had the most like natural definition, that probably looked the clearest, like the most natural looking light, was probably the Hella we tested. The PIAA had a touch of a blue to it as well. This has got a really washed out white light by comparison, but I think this mixed with a couple of the 4.5 inch Hellas will make for an amazing night racing lights. That's what we're going to do, is two of the 4.5 inch Xenon 55 watt Hellas in the high beam location, one of these 20 inch LED bars on the bottom of the bumper, and a 40 inch LED on the hood. So our lighting should be covered. So in review, the Hellas were the cheapest of the 4.5 inch. They were the cheapest of the light pods that we tested in general out of the HID and Xenon, and the Hellas are the ones we're going to go with. They don't seem to have quite as wide of a view as the PIAAs. They seem to have more coverage, but those are spotlights, so it's not a big deal that they don't go super wide. Definitely the best all-around single light coverage is this 20 inch LED, which we can post a link to as well. It was around $200, and it's got spot as well as a Euro style wide lighting, and this thing has just got insane coverage. So I'm super happy with this one. I think that does it for our light test, guys. We're going to go with Hellas and some LEDs. Have a good one. Bye.